Good afternoon to you all. So, we were speaking about real gases and ideal gases in the last class, or how much the real gases are deviating from ideal behavior. That's what we were discussing. So, continuing that, we are speaking about another term today, which is compressibility factor. What is compressibility factor? We told that real gases behave differently from ideal gases. So compressibility factor is the extent of deviation of real gases from ideal gas. That's it. So how much this real gas is deviating from ideal gas, that is being measured in compressibility factor. That's what we are going to speak about. We have discussed this graph yesterday. You don't have to draw this today. So in this graph of Boyle's law, we have told that the real gases are deviating from this behavior or the ideal behavior. So for example, carbon monoxide is deviating this much, just this much. But in case of CH4, it is deviating a bit more than that of CO from the ideal gas behavior in this figure. So this extent or how much it is deviating from the ideal gas behavior, that is being told by compressibility factor. We will see that mathematically, and for that we will start with the PV is equal to nRT, which is the ideal gas equation. So the compressibility factor Z actually tells us the ratio between these two or a fraction between these two. So Z is equal to PV by nRT. So if the equation of Z is equal to PV by nRT, then what will be the value of Z for ideal gases? For ideal gases, PV is equal to nRT. For example, I am telling you, let us consider PV is equal to 10. Then nRT will also be equal to 10 for ideal gases. So if that is the case, what will be the value of Z? 10 by 10 will be 1. So if it is for an ideal gas, Z will be always equal to 1. But for real gases, that is not actually true. For real gases, Z will not be equal to 1. One case is PV can be a higher value than nRT. In that case, Z value will become greater than 1. And if nRT value is greater than PV, then this fraction will give us a value which is lesser than that of 1. So there are only two cases for real gases. Either it can be more than 1 or it can be less than 1. And for real gases, Z is equal to 1. We will see that in graph. So this is a graph which is plotted between pressure versus the Z or compressibility factor. If you see here, you can see this is the ideal behavior which is shown here, which is the value of Z will be 1. And other gases or the real gases are showing deviation from the ideal gas behavior. But if you see this point all the gases are reaching the value 1 or the Z value is equal to 1. If you see here, hydrogen, nitrogen, everything is reaching finally to this point, or the Z is equal to 1 point, or the ideality I can tell, right? So at this point all the gases act as ideal. So what is the specialty of this point? That point is where the pressure becomes zero or negligible. So at negligible pressures, all the gases act as ideal. This we have discussed yesterday when we told about kinetic molecular theory. So when pressure is less, they will be very free to move, or the gases will not come very closer to each other. So in that case, the interaction between them is lesser or negligible, and hence they act as real ones. So at this position, you can see Z becomes the value 1, or it acts as ideal. So the Z factor or the compressibility factor also depend upon the two factors which we spoke yesterday, which was the faulty assumptions or faulty postulates of kinetic molecular theory. And the two assumptions were, one of the assumption was the volume of molecule or gas molecule is negligible. Another assumption was there is no force of attraction between the molecule of gases. In both these points, what actually we are concerned about? In both, we are concerned actually about the interaction or the interaction between the molecules, right? So volume, also the force of attraction tells us about how much they actually interact with each other or how much the gas molecules interact with each other. So real gases show deviation from ideal gas law because molecules interact with each other. So this is the factor which depends upon the Z factor also. So Z factor tells us the extent of deviation, and that extent of deviation depends upon the interaction of molecules with each other. So that's the importance of interaction in case of Z factor. At very low pressures, all the gases show Z approximately equal to 1 and behave as ideal gas, as we told just now. So when gases are actually at very low pressure, they are expanded to the maximum and they don't have any interaction between each other as they are very far apart. So when pressure is decreased, they get expanded. There is a lot of distance between each other and hence they will have less interaction. So at lower pressures, all the gases will act as ideal and shows a value of Z is equal to 1 or approximately equal to 1. At intermediate pressures, most gases have Z value less than 1. What is the reason for that now? So Z value equation is PV by nRT, and as we increase the pressure, what happens to the molecules? So they come close, right? So when we increase the pressure, they come close, and when molecules come close, volume decreases. So when we increase the pressure slightly, volume is decreasing. So when volume is decreasing, the net term of PV becomes lesser. So when this numerator term becomes lesser, hence the Z value becomes lesser than 1. So at intermediate pressures, most of the gases have Z value less than 1. And now the last case, at higher pressures or very higher pressures, gases have Z value greater than 1. If you see here, after a higher pressure or after 900 bar we can tell. So after 900 bar if you see, every gas is acting more than 1 or showing Z value more than 1. Why is that now? So after increasing pressure to a higher range, the molecules will come very close. So there the force of attraction changes to force of repulsion. So when they come very close, the force of repulsion acts there and they come close and repel each other. So in that case, volume increases again. So here the pressure is already increasing at a higher range and volume also will increase slightly. So the net value of PV will become a very high value than that of 1. So at higher pressures, gases will have a positive deviation or Z value will become greater than 1. We discussed about the pressure term which affects the Z value. And now we are going to speak about the temperature term which affects the Z values. So if you see the nitrogen gas, at some point of time or at some pressures, nitrogen is acting ideal. So why is that? So that is actually dependent on the temperature. All these gases might have been taken in different temperatures. So they act differently too. So we will see a temperature factor which depends upon the Z factor, which is boil temperature or boil point. So what is boil temperature or boil point? It is a temperature at which the real gases act as ideal. So boil temperature is a temperature at which real gases act as ideal, and this temperature is only dependent on the gas which we take or the nature of the gas which we are taking. So it differs from gas to gas. Nitrogen will have a boil point, oxygen will have a different point, carbon dioxide will have a different boil point. So similarly, all the gases will have different boil points. Now we will speak more about the boil point. So the temperature at which the real gases obeys ideal gas law over an appreciable range of pressure is known as the boil temperature. So it is not telling that it is applicable for all the pressures. So at an appreciable range of pressure, every gas acts as ideal and that too at its own boil temperature. So if you see nitrogen here, nitrogen is showing a bit of ideal behavior here up to 200, we can tell 200 bar pressure. So that is actually an appreciable range of pressure. So at appreciable range of pressure, if it is showing an ideal gas behavior, it is actually in its boil temperature. So this nitrogen is taken or carried out in boil temperature or its own boil temperature. Boil point of gases depend upon the nature, or it completely depends upon the nature of gas which we take. Above their boil point, real gases show positive deviation. So real gases above their boil point, they show positive deviations, and below boil point or below the boil point temperature which we take, then the real gases first show a decrease in Z value, then reaches a minimum and then increase continuously. So if we are taking a gas above their boil point, they will show positive deviation. If you see the curve of hydrogen, you can see from the beginning it is showing a positive deviation. But below boil point, real gases first show a decrease in Z value, reaches a minimum and then increase continuously. So that's what boil point is all about. Now we will see a derivation which is given in your textbook, which is very easy one. So with that, we will complete the behavior of real gases, deviation from ideal behavior. So this is the conclusion of our study. At low pressure and high temperature, gases show ideal behavior. These conditions are different for different gases. So now we are going to do a derivation. It's just a two-step derivation. So first we are taking the equation of Z, which is PV by nRT, and in that we are substituting the V value with V real or volume of real gases with that. So we have seen the correction terms yesterday. So how the V real and V of ideal will act as, and all those we have seen. So we are substituting PV with PV real. So V ideal is equal to nRT by P. So from the ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. If V is kept this side, then P goes down and we get an equation V is equal to nRT by P. And this equation we are going to substitute in this equation. So P by nRT, we are substituting this P by nRT with V ideal. So what we are going to get? Z is equal to V real by V ideal. So first we took the equation for Z value, it is PV by nRT, and V we are substituting with V real, it is no difference. So here we are taking ideal gas, here when we take real gas V becomes V real, and in that we are substituting the value of V ideal to this equation. So this equation we get from the ideal gas equation, which is PV is equal to nRT, and in that P we are taking from here to here. So it will become V ideal is equal to nRT by P, and this value we are substituting in Z. P by nRT, we are substituting this with its own reciprocal. So that will come here and shows us the value Z is equal to V real by ideal. So volume of real by volume ideal. Again we can tell, so the compressibility factor Z is actually the ratio of actual molar volume of a gas to the molar volume of it when it was an ideal gas at its temperature and pressure. So V real means the ratio of actual molar volume, this is the actual molar volume, to the molar volume of it if it was an ideal. So this is the real condition by ideal condition. That is what we are getting for compressibility factor. So compressibility factor is the ratio of actual molar volume by the molar volume of it when it was an ideal gas at that temperature and pressure. So this is the last derivation of this topic. So with this we are finishing the topic. Now you can prepare notes neatly and submit it. Thank you.